Starting section 9.6, or actually continuing section 9.6, and we're going to be solving perfect square trinomials. So I'll get some examples put up here just so you know what you have to do for solving these. And we're used to having to set them equal to 0, and I'm going to show you in these situations there's sometimes you don't have to have them set equal to 0. And it's actually going to lead us into chapter 10 with other ways of solving. Anyway, let me just go through some examples. We know how to factor those. So I'll put some problems up here that we're going to factor and then we're going to solve. So in a situation where you have this, say x squared minus 6x plus 9. And we're going to have it set equal to 0. Okay, is this a perfect square trinomial? Well, first of all, square root of this is x. Square root of 9 is 3. X times 3 is 3x. Multiply it by 2 or double it and you have 6x here. And so yes, it does follow this format where you're going to have x minus 3, x minus 3, and it's going to equal it's going to equal 0. So then we only really need to do one of these since they're both the same. It's just going to be x minus 3 equals 0. Well, add 3 to both sides. You got x equals 3. All right, one situation that we've got written up here, and I'm going to show you some other situations on how these can be solved. Let me do this one. 25x squared plus 20x plus 4 equals 0. So check to see if this is a perfect square trinomial. Square root of this first term, square root of 25 is 5. Square root of x squared is x. Square root of 4 is 2. So then multiply these two together. 5x times 2 is 10x. Double that. Is that what we have in the middle? Yes, it is. That's what we have in the middle. So you're going to have 5x plus 2. They're both positive. So plus 2 equals, it's going to equal 0. 5x plus 2 squared is going to equal 0. So that means 5x plus 2 equals 0. Or, I mean, it's going to be the same thing, so I only need to write this once. Subtract 2. 5x equals negative 2. Divide by 5. X equals negative 2/5. All right, there we have it. I'm going to do one where we're going to have it equaling a number out here besides 0, and I want to just have you see what happens when that situation comes about. All right, so let's go with this. X squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 25. Instead of equaling 0, this thing is equal to 25. But first check to see if this first part here, if it's a perfect square trinomial. Square root of this first term is just x. Square root of the second term is, square root of 9 is going to be 3. X times 3 is 3x, double that, and it does in fact equal to 6x, so this is a perfect square trinomial. It follows the pattern here, minus followed by a plus. So you have x minus 3 quantity squared equals 25. All right, well now since we have this equaling something else besides 0, that just requires a little bit of extra work. But let's suppose, we're still going to solve this, and the way to solve this on this is just to take the square root of both sides. Take the square root of x minus 3, and that eliminates the 2. Square root of 25, well, square root of 25 can be two solutions. It can either be positive 5 or it could be negative 5, because negative 5 times negative 5 is equal to 25. 5 times 5 is 25. So remember, square root is something times itself equals that number. So take the square root of both sides. X minus 3, this is squared. Square root of this. Plus or minus square root of 25, because it could be either be a positive or negative. So then, square root of this quantity squared, the 2 gets eliminated, so you end up with x minus 3, or at least this is this simplified. Square root of 25 is 5, but it could either be a positive 5 or a negative 5, so we need to account for both possibilities. So then this simplifies to x minus 3 equals a positive 5 or negative 5. I just write them as this to show for both of them. And we're going to solve for x with both possibilities. X minus 3 equals 5, or x minus 3 equals negative 5. So in this situation, add 3. Add 3 to both sides, so then x equals 8. Over on this side, again, we're just going to add 3. And 3 plus negative 5. 3 plus negative 5, negative 2. So your two possibilities in this situation are 8 or negative 2. And you could plug those in and just check your work. When you plug these in, either situation, you're going to get that equals to 25. I will do another example like this. Here we go, 16y squared. Y squared plus, wait, that's not it. X squared. Plus 14x plus 49 equals 81. All right, x squared plus 14x plus 49 equals 81. Is this a perfect square trinomial? X squared, square root of x squared is x. Square root of 49, 7. Multiply these two together, check your work. X times 7 is 7x, double that, and it's 14. So yes, that is a perfect square trinomial. It follows a pattern, they're both positive. So this inside is positive. Was 81. So again, it does not equal 0. But we could take the square root of both sides. Yes, 81 is the perfect square. Square root of 81 is 9. So plus 7 squared. Take the square root of this, square root of 81. X plus 7 equals plus or minus 9. So we account for being a positive 9, we have to account for it being a negative 9. Because if it's negative 9 times negative 9 is going to end up being positive 81. So we have to account for both possibilities. X plus 7 equals 9, or x plus 7 equals negative 9. Solve for x, subtract 7. 9 minus 7 is 2. On this side, again, subtract 7. Negative 9 minus 7. X equals negative 16. Negative 9 minus 7, negative 16. And there you have it. 2 solutions. One more example, and I want to show this is going to be on your homework assignment. And just so you know what to expect when you get up to these. It's going to be written out something like this. X plus 2 squared equals 12. All right. So it's already written up here. Well, this is squared. I mean, it's not a trinomial. If we multiply it out, it would be a trinomial, but it's already been factored. It's set equal to 12. We can take the square root of both sides, and let's see what happens. Take the square root of this left side. X plus 2 squared. Take the square root of that. And then let's take the square root of 12. All right, simplify all of this. This is just going to be x plus 2. And the square root of 12, it's not going to come out nicely because 12 is not a perfect square. So x plus 2 is going to equal a positive or negative square root 12. Just leave it as square root 12 on your assignment. But we will still need to solve for x. We're going to subtract 2. So minus 2, minus 2. And the way to show your solution, it's just going to be x equals square root 12 minus 2, or negative square root 12 minus 2. So have your solutions written just in this format. You can just leave these as square root 12. It's just that one's going to be positive and the other one's going to be negative. Again, if you have some questions on this, come to our Zoom meeting and we'll get those resolved. Thank you.